Hi, this is Kathy, the Tea Wife. Today we're going to be looking at decorating Easter eggs by pouring special flow paint over them to create interesting patterns, marbling, and what we call cell action. Here are some of the eggs that I recently made, and you can see the marbling effect that the poured paint creates. So pouring on plastic eggs and onto round Christmas ornaments can be more challenging than pouring onto a flat canvas because you have the added challenge of gravity. The paints want to drip down and stretch out the marbling, so you need to adapt your paint mixtures and your technique of pouring to compensate. I use two types of paints on the eggs: acrylics and also primary element pigments from Color Art. The acrylics are mixed with Floetrol to enable the paint to flow and create a marbling effect on the eggs. My formula was 1 part acrylics, 2 parts Floetrol, and 1 part or less of water with a few drops of silicone lubricant. This acrylic mixture does dry matte, but after the eggs dry, they can be sprayed with a gloss enamel to create a shine. The primary elements pigment powders, which are gorgeous, glimmery, and vibrant colors, were mixed directly with the polypore medium. These products can be purchased directly online from colorart.com. So we're going to be using paper mache eggs and also some plastic eggs that I got at Hobby Lobby on sale. And you can see that they have holes in them, and the paper mache egg also has a hole. You just have to find where it is. So I wanted to show you the difference between doing a dirty pour, where you put all of your colors into a cup and then pour it over your egg, versus a clean pour where you're strategically putting the paint where you want it to be. So let's just put in some various kind of Eastery sort of colors. All of these paints here are acrylics that have been mixed with the Floetrol. When using the paper mache egg, I found that the surface kind of holds the paint up if it's dry. So I found that I had better results if I did a coat of black or white or cream, some base coat onto the egg first before I did either a dirty pour or a clean pour. It's not as much of an issue when you're using the plastic egg. All right, so I've got these color combinations, and I'm just gonna kind of pour. And with this, you're not really wanting to necessarily do top to bottom. You kind of want to do more horizontal pour onto the egg. Now that we're finishing up the dirty pour, we're going to move on to the clean pour. I'm first going to prep my paper mache egg again by putting a base coat on it so that the flow acrylics will work better on the egg. Now we are going to use exactly the same colors of the acrylics, and we are going to do a clean pour where we are directly putting the color from the bottle onto the egg. You can already see how vastly different the clean pour is next to the dirty pour. Now that the eggs are dried, you can see that they are dramatically different, even though the acrylic paints that we used were the same colors. The egg on the right is the dirty pour, which was the cup of acrylic paints that was poured over the egg. And the left is the clean pour, which was the paint that was directly applied from the bottle. The egg on the right, as you can see, has a lot more cell action and marbling, but the colors are more muddy. Whereas the egg on the left is much more vibrant, but the cell action and marbling is reduced, even though it does have some cell action. The next eggs we're going to make will have a combination of a couple of acrylics that are mixed with Floetrol and a couple primary element colors that are mixed with polypore. So I've already pre-mixed these colors. We're using Passion, and it's already mixed with the polypore, and Cranberry. So it's already pre-mixed. Each time, these are really handy, these bottles, but each time you use it, you have to stir the color pigment off the bottom and then shake it really well before every use. And then the straight acrylics, we have a gray purple, a light magenta, and a warm gray. The acrylic paints have been pre-mixed with the Floetrol and put into the bottles for convenient use. Now we are going to start our dirty pour, and it will include some acrylic paints and some primary element paints. Now I'm going to do a clean pour, and going to use the same colors and see what kind of results we get. So you notice on the plastic egg, I'm not putting a coat of paint on the egg first, although I could. But I found with the plastic eggs that the surface tension is less, so the paint glides a little bit better. Sometimes I find that black just comes out way too fast, and try to control the nozzle on it, and it doesn't always behave itself. All right, I think I've got enough paint on there finally. Here are the two eggs as they have dried. The one on the right is the dirty pour and has gotten very muddy and has lost its vibrancy. I don't much care for it, probably won't keep it. The one on the left is the clean pour, and you can see some of the mica and the glimmer in it, and it dried really nicely, as you can see from this photo. So I'm going to do one last egg, and this is also going to be a clean pour, but I want to see what it would be like to do one without any black at all, since Easter eggs are supposed to be bright and cheerful. And after applying the paint and allowing it to rotate into the positions I want, I will let this egg dry, and then I will show you pictures of it as it looked once it was dry. This is the egg without the black, and then you can see it with the egg that had the black in it. So I will do one more egg. I'm going to use primary elements. Oh, and I always turn this the wrong way. Mixed with polypore, and these are Color Art products. So I just want to show you what happens if you don't use a mixture of acrylics with the primary elements. See what kind of results we get just using primary elements. So I have persimmon, candied yams, ginger peach, playful peony, and heavenly white. So let us see what happens. Start applying the color. Starting to dig those colors. I wonder if they will stay like that. And this is the primary elements egg that is dried, and you can see it has tons of glimmer to it. A lot of the colors kind of meld together, but it's just a beautiful, subtle result, and I love it. Thank you so much for stopping by to watch this video. I hope you found it fun and interesting. And this is goodbye from Kathy the Tea Wife. Have a great day.